Carnegie Woodson.
Amen.
You know, and what's that man's name who invented all the inventions for the peanuts? George Washington Carver. He was more than just a peanut farmer. His best friend was Eleanor Roosevelt.
That's right.
We're talking about 90 years ago. There was a report that came out 90 years ago that black men had the same intelligence as apes.
Amen.
And that report came from the federal government, from the Department of the Army, and was passed on to President Roosevelt 90 years ago. We talk about Barack Obama and Harold Washington, but wait till you hear what they went through. Because Eleanor Roosevelt got in touch with George Washington Carver, the civil rights leader of that time, and said, they're wrong. I'm out here at Tuskegee Institute, and I'm a scientist, and I have the same brain as anybody,
That's right.
and I can think just as well as anybody else.
Amen.
So he worked on Eleanor Roosevelt because God works in mysterious ways, and she went back to the White House as the First Lady and says, Franklin, your Department of the Army is wrong. And she stayed on him.
Yeah.
Because that's one of those small victories. You know, and then he said, let's start an experiment.
That's right.
Started it in your friend's hometown, Tuskegee, Alabama. Let's call it the Tuskegee Experiment, and thus the Tuskegee Airmen were born.
Right. Amen.
And during the war, they never lost a single man. Never lost a man. But see, you think about those times and tribulations. Now there's some of us here today still that won't go to a Cubs baseball game. But 90 years ago, there was only one park we could go to. Comiskey Park. Negro League baseball was never played at Wrigley Field because they didn't want us there.
Amen.
But see, these are the small victories. Today we're going to read some names, and this is how it's going to work. I'm going to read a name, and I'd like for you to say, the church responds, I want you to say, we call your name. Let's try that one time. Say, we call your name. 1, 2, 3.
We call your name.
Okay. I'm going to read the name and read a little bio, and when you hear the person's name, you say,
we call your name.
Okay. Let's try it out now. The Reverend Robert McGee, Sr.
We call your name.
He is 94 years young, born May 3rd, 1916, right here in Chicago, Illinois. He has 3 children. Was married to his first wife for 62 years and his second wife for 15 years. A student of the Chicago public school system, he served in the United States Army as a ward officer, junior grade. He has been a member of Apostolic Church of God for 79 years and was a member of the committee to call the late Bishop Arthur Brazier to the priesthood. He was on that decision-making team. He loves to mentor young people and has been a Sunday school teacher since 1937. Get ready, church. Robert McGee, Sr. All right. Give him a big round of applause. Here he is.
Elder McGee, God bless you. Amen. We provide you with this prayer, honoring you for your service, amen, for your wisdom, for your knowledge, and for your commitment to Jesus Christ. Amen. That crown you got on is nothing compared to what the Lord has in store for you. God bless you and God keep you is our prayer. Prince.
Thank you. Our next recipient is someone who's got a lot of rhythm. You know, you got to think what happened 90 years ago in Chicago. There was Sally Martin and Elgie Jackson, and they were being run out of so many churches because they were singing spiritual music up-tempo.
Yeah.
They called it gospel music, you know, and because the blues was born in Chicago 90 years ago at the same time. But right now, you saw him dancing just a few minutes ago. He's getting ready to dance up here right now. Thomas Lorenzo Williams.
We call your name.
Yes. He's got rhythm. Let me Pioneer Gardens. He had 4 children and worked at the Hyatt Regency Hotel as a waiter and bartender. Mr. Williams served in the United States Navy and in World War II as a steward mate who cooked, shined shoes, and made beds for the officers of the Navy. He was part of the military action when the USS Hornet raided Midway and lost 38 pilots. One of his favorite pastimes was as a champion swimmer. Go ahead. Today he knows where he wants to go.
Amen.
Does what he wants to do. And he loves the CTA bus back. Thomas Lorenzo Williams.
Brother Williams, I don't know how you do it. We try to keep up with you. You just keep going. And that's a blessing. We thank God for you. We thank God for your life, for the contribution you made.
And I trust the Spirit.
Amen.
I trust my talent and thank Jesus for all He has done for me and my family. He has let me use my talent. But you know, a lot of people don't want me to use my talent, but I'm using it because the Spirit said, I'll give it to your brother, use them. So, all right.
Amen. Amen. And you surely keep us on our toes trying to find you. Amen. So God bless you. And on behalf of the church, here's your flag, and we have a picture of you with your crown on it. God bless you. God keep you. Keep on there.
God bless him. Mr. Albert H. Lambert, church. He is a resident of Pioneer Gardens and is age 97.
Oh, my
He
God.
was born in Evansville, Indiana, was married for 70 years, has 2 children and 4 grandchildren. In Evansville, he held a job as a hotel waiter. He led a strike against management because of low pay and had to leave the state for fear of his life.
Whoa.
Jim Crow was alive and well. Because of his disgruntled activities as a manager, he and his wife came to Chicago, Illinois. He secured a job with the Santa Fe Railroad as a waiter in the dining car. He brought a cleaning business and was one of the first owners to provide pickup and delivery and tailoring services at the same time. The late John H. Johnson, founder of Ebony Magazine, Jet Magazine, Fancy Fair Cosmetics, was one of his prized customers. Sold his business and began working at the Chicago Board of Elections and became the head of Board of Election Machines. South Park Church is one of the first black entities to become an election site because of his labor. He believes no one is perfect, but if you work hard and do your very best, you will achieve. He is a longtime member of Metropolitan Church at 41st and King Drive. Mr. Albert H. Lambert, church.
We call
Amen. God bless you. Brother Lambert, you made some great strides in your life. The brave and courageous fight you had with the unions, your fight to have the right thing done was down at the Board of Election, and I know that took a lot of courage. But thank God for you. Thank God for your contribution. And amen. We just appreciate you being here and being a part of us. God bless you. God keep you is our prayer. Amen.
When they came and started having voting machines, this church was one of the places we have elections here. It's a pleasure to be here. I just thank the Lord every day. I'm just glad to be here.
God bless you.
The celebration continues, church. Mr. Charles Robinson, church.
We call your name.
The young men of the group of honorees, Mr. Johnson is the youngest. He is the baby of the group. He's only 89. He will become 90 in February.
Whoa.
He is a resident of Pioneer Village, Senior Apartments, and was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey. He came here to the beautiful city of Chicago in 1924 and held a position as a janitor for years at Apostolic Faith Church at 38th in Indiana. The Reverend Horace Smith is his pastor. He loves playing checkers. He says, "I'll beat you any day of the week." He challenged me. I can get Bible tops, turn them upside down. I'll still beat you, I know. He was married and worked for many years at Zenith Television. He served in the United States Army as a statesman. He began his tour of duty in Texas. He loves to socialize with the residents of Pioneer Village. Mr. Charles Robinson, church.
Amen. Well, let me tell you something. We got a checker expert in South Park. You think he can pass one? Amen. How many times y'all play? Amen. Well, man, if you can be Deacon Patton, you can play checkers. That's all I can say. Amen. We thank God for you. We thank God, Brother Robinson, for your contribution. We're just giving you this token. But you know God has blessed you already. Amen. And He's been kind.
Tell everybody that I'm not a word bitch. I'm slow speaker, fast mover.
Now I gotta figure that one out. Amen. Brother Shell, y'all watch him now. Down there in Pioneer Garden.
Pioneer Village, huh?
Why am I don't even sit around like I am? I say, with God's help, everybody can get it.
Amen.
But you got to take the easy. Be a man and let women.